not a big creator on this platform. I'm certainly not a big creator within sneaker YouTube. And yes, I say creator because I am going down the path more so of a content creator, not just someone that does, videos on YouTube. It's why I focus heavily on Instagram as well. But within this space and on this platform, I've hit just over 3 years and I'm almost close to 950 uploads. So if you do the math, that's a lot of uploads. That's almost daily content for 3 years now. And truth be told, I'm not tired, I'm not stressed out, I'm not burnt out, I'm not overwhelmed, and this is not my job. I have a career, I take care of myself, I manage a lot outside of just what you all see on the platform here. And I guess just from the perspective of, hey, if you're thinking of pursuing YouTube or sneaker YouTube is something you are contemplating joining, I can only say this from my perspective. There are some things to take into consideration when you're buying for views and not for you.
Positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish in one.
So what do I mean by buying for views and not for you? Well, that's the trap that a lot of people find themselves in. And I think first and foremost, just to throw it out there, you have to be honest. Why exactly are you starting a channel within sneaker YouTube? And again, own whatever the objective is. If the objective is truly for you to get big enough where you're seated, you're sent free packages, free shoes, you're part of brand campaigns and deals, and you have checks coming in from these different brands that we're used to seeing within the sneaker culture and you grew up around, just own that. If that's your true objective, own it wholeheartedly. But if you say that your objective is just to share your love and your passion of shoes, and I'm excited on release day and I want the next person to see me and see what I get on release day, and we can have that interaction and that communication together around a shoe, own that too. But I think all too often people say the latter, and it's really actually you wanting the attention. You want the views. You want the notoriety. You want everything that comes with blowing up because it means free stuff and it means, hey, I'm somebody within the space. If that's your goal, then own that. But the path that many take, I think, this is just my opinion, that many take to get there, it deals with buying for views and not for you. And what comes with that? Well, you might see people say they are no longer enjoying it. But my question is what about sneakers in the first place made you enjoy it? Was it the enjoyment of opening the box for a fresh pair? Was it putting the shoe on? Was it, you had somewhere to go and you had the outfit planned out and people complimented you? Was it the story? Was it the athlete? Was it something in the culture that connected you to that sneaker that gave you this amazing feeling? What is it? Because it had to be at first, at some point, you buying the shoe and you wearing the shoe. But I can totally see the disconnect now of you not enjoying certain things if you're not even putting the shoe on foot anymore. So I totally understand that. That's just one thing I can notice that, hey, you may not enjoy it anymore, but what made you enjoy this in the first place before you ever got on YouTube? The second factor may be if you're in this for a minute, you feel overwhelmed, you feel run down, and you feel stressed out. Now, again, I've already I did a video that said, I don't really have a lot of stress in my life, at all. You guys can hopefully see it come through the screen. I'm a pretty, content, positive person. So when people are maybe feeling overwhelmed or run down or stressed out in this space, why exactly are you overwhelmed or stressed out? And I think it does go back to if you're trapping yourself to buy for views because that's the path that you're taking to blow up, you're buying for views and it's not for you. You're buying first off. The path has to be buy as early as I can and get it out as soon as I can. So that already is going to stress you out because no matter what, you may not be able to get it first, which means you may lose out on those views, and that's automatically going to stress you out mentally. And then when it comes to, oh, hey, I am, what am I trying to say? It's not a normal buying behavior, normal buying patterns. It's not normal for someone truly to go out and buy 8 pairs of shoes in a month. It's just not. Like, I'm just honest. It's not normal. Now, a lot of us participate in abnormal behavior based on whatever our interest may be, but buying 8 shoes in a month, it's not necessarily normal behavior. So automatically, I'm pretty sure at some point you could be throwing your body into stress, a lot of tension. It's uncomfortable. That's not normal. And so you're participating in abnormal behavior, and now you're stressed out because now you're trying to accelerate that behavior to get the shoe out. I get it. It becomes a lot. But you're stressing yourself out. Why? Because the path that was chosen was, hey, gotta get there first, or hey, gotta get the views. Like, if you were just buying for you to get the shoe and it didn't matter the timeline that you got the shoe, you just wanted the shoe in your own personal collection and you finally got it and you were happy and you were still ready to show people, I don't think the stress level would be the same. I know it can start to feel like Groundhog Day, right? Like, it's on to the next one. You get the shoe, you review it, it possibly doesn't even go on foot, and it's off in a closet somewhere. You never even think about it again, and it's on to the next one. You're living 4 or 5 releases ahead because you're trying to get things out early, and it becomes a routine. It just becomes a pattern. But a lot of people actually aren't that good with patterns, or they aren't that good with staying consistent with them without feeling burnt out. That's why so many people fail on diets, truth be told. They have to be dedicated to a specific pattern or specific routine. And if it's not realistic, if it's not in moderation, a lot of people will burn out. And I think it just comes down to being able to balance things out. And that's just something you have to master as an adult. Like, that's on you. You have to do that. You have to balance all of the necessities that you have within your life, but the responsibilities and whatever you're accountable for, you're gonna have to balance that out. That doesn't make a difference if you're Instinct or YouTube or not. You would just have to do that. So I get that those are some of the pain points, but I kind of have 3 questions to follow up with that. Number 1, you're feeling forced to do this. Are you feeling forced to do this? And I guess I'm asking that to a creator. Like, are you feeling forced to continue down the path that you're on with whatever content you've chosen to make? Because if you're feeling forced, like, who has put the gun to your head to make you do this? Like, this is very much so a first world problem, because being creative, it's a choice. We're all making a choice. We're making a choice to involve ourselves in whatever it is we're doing on a creative platform. And oh, by the way, like, we are doing it for free on the platform. And it's nice that we can get paid for it. But who's forcing you to do it? Like, we have free will as individuals and higher level thinking creatures. Like, we have free will. So if you're feeling forced, why are you putting that pressure on yourself to continue to do that? Second question. So do you enjoy the money and the attention that comes from this, or do you enjoy the actual process? The process of creating content revolving around sneakers. And the process isn't just watching the view count go up. The process in itself has to do with the actual concept, has to do with the filming, different angles, evolving your editing, engaging with the community and different people. That's all part of the process. And that process will have some longer days. It may have some early nights. It may have some late nights. It may have early mornings. It may have a lot roped into there. Everybody's process will be different. But if you're in love with your process, I don't think you have this this dissatisfaction or this overwhelming need. I'm not where I need to be. I'm not where I need to be. Like, patience and appreciating the process, to me, those are the keys you need to have there. You actually need to have those to be able to continue on through this without burning yourself out. My final question. So do you want to do something different? Then why don't you? Why not go do something different? Think about this. Remember when we were kids and we were all into just one thing, and then our interest totally changed? And that could have been for sports. We may have been all into one sport, and then we tried another one and we were all about this one, and then we tried another one and we were all about this one. Your interest may change. A lot of us usually have like 1 to 2, maybe even 3 passionate interests within our adult lives. So why not pursue those things? But if you want to pursue them, understand this. It's going to take some humility. You're going to have to take a step back, and you're going to have to be patient, because doing something different, well, you're no longer known in that new thing as you are in this current thing. So you'll have to humble yourself to be patient and allow yourself to go through the same process you went through for whatever it is that is working right now. And that's something I always take from Gary Vee's content. You know, he'll go on and say, you'll have the people, let's say it could be a guy or a girl, and they're just like super attractive, for example, and they want to branch out and do other things. But the second they post content that has nothing to do with a shirtless ab selfie or her in a outfit with all the right angles showing, it doesn't get as much attention, it doesn't get as many likes, and so they automatically revert back to that dopamine feeling of the views and the analytics and everything going up in their favor when they post the content that they're used to posting. But yeah, that's the very thing you say you want to get away from. So if you really want to go and venture into something else, you have to be dedicated to it. And in that dedication, you're probably not going to do as well immediately, but you have to be okay with that. So these are just some of my thoughts around, you know, the mental games, I guess, that can happen when you are buying for views and not for you. I buy for myself. What I buy, I put on foot, I wear, I enjoy. It's for me. Hopefully that comes through when you guys are watching the content, when you're watching my videos. There are so many times there could be a shoe that everyone, again, I always joke, thinks I should have because I operate within sneaker YouTube, and I don't go for it. And you guys can see some of the comments that are wild and illogical that claim, oh, you just didn't go for it, or you're whining about a shoe. Like, how am I whining about a shoe if I just don't care about the shoe? Like, I know, I guess maybe it's that weird to have someone, I don't know, have free thought and not feel a need to have a shoe just because it's marketed every and anywhere on Instagram and Twitter. And it doesn't have to, I don't have to take that path. I'm secure enough in knowing I don't need to take that path. I can buy exactly what I like, that fits my style, that I want, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. And if you choose to venture into sneaker YouTube, hopefully you carry that along with yourself too. Whatever your ambitions are, whatever you hope to accomplish in this, don't burn yourself out. We're supposed to enjoy this. Thanks for watching. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace out.